What's up, PPG fans? Is the buzz real? Have Kenny and JaNa split? Well, reports are flooding across social channels everywhere and is saying that they have officially split and it's hitting us really hard. It's feeling like it's becoming an end of an era for PPG and their men. And let's be honest, this one will cut really deep for a lot of us. Now listen, couples do circle the block, but this time it's looking final. And if it's true, our hearts are especially with JaNa. She's poured so much into this relationship, and we know she deserves that same energy back. Check out what fans are saying online, as some of us are still in full shock. The tea is piping hot, and the timeline is wild. So let us know how you guys feel in the comments below. And once again, we are here for PPG, and our hearts are going out to JaNa.
Listen,
if this is true.
Time to pick up the cameras. This is reminding me of like Scandal 2.0. We don't know for sure if Kenny cheated on JaNa, but all signs point to yes, or something worse, and I'm hoping it's not something worse, but it's looking like he cheated, because why else would not only all the girls, not only JaNa, obviously Leah, Serena, Liv, Kaylor, the boys Cordell and Miguel both unfollowed him. Multiple people said that at the birthday party they were at last night, and I'll show a little bit of the video here in the background, and I have another clip of it right before this, that JaNa was seen yelling at Kenny, and allegedly, Kenny's side piece was at the party and told JaNa all about what's been going on with the two of them. Could be complete, utter BS. However, when multiple people say you do have to look at it a little bit more, and I wouldn't be considering this, I wouldn't even sharing this if there wasn't that mass unfollowing. If they were smart at Love Island, they would pick up those cameras immediately, give JaNa a big paycheck, huge paycheck to do this, and film a la Scandal. This is what we want to see. Like, I guarantee you, everybody will be tuning in next season if this is filmed. And let's let her heartbreak be her big break. Even though she's had her big break, let's get her going even further. It feels so much like Scandal because we have so much love for JaNa, just like we had so much love for Ariana. We knew their relationship well, and they're at this party just like Scandal, right? They're at this event, and in the wee hours of the morning, something happens. And
I put it in the song. I don't know why. Yeah. You're being shy. And turn away when I look into your eyes. Everyone else in the room to see it. Everyone else but you. Baby, you light up my world like nobody else. The way that you flip your
I'm telling y'all right now, I think what happened between Kenny and JaNa is much bigger than just cheating. It has to be. Because let me tell you something. From the perspective of a man, men condone cheating. Okay? Men are much more likely to be friends with cheaters. They will be friends with cheaters. Some men won't respect them. Some men will tell them off. But men don't drop men don't drop friendships because their homeboys cheated. Especially if they're really close with them. They don't do that. And coming from the perspective of Miguel, he used to be friends with Louis Russell. Louis Russell, if anybody knows him from Too Hot to Handle, that motherfucker is a menace. He's been a known cheater. But Louis and Miguel were friends up until recently for some reason. So that's why I'm like, I don't think it was just cheating that occurred. Because especially Cordell. Cordell follows 7,000 people. I'm almost positive that somebody in those 7,000 that he follows done cheated before. I know Cordell knows and is friends with cheaters because unfortunately, niggas nowadays, that's all they like to do. So I'm like, bro, I know good and well that if that was all that happened, Miguel and Cordell would not have just unfollowed Kenny like that. They would have told him off. They would have probably cussed his ass out. Like, why the fuck would you cheat on JaNa? But completely unfollowing him? My thing is, they were willing to throw away their close bond, their complete friendship, all because he cheated on JaNa. That's not me saying that him cheating on JaNa wasn't a big deal. I'm just saying, typically, It's historically known that men will ride with their boys. They'll probably not be as close, but they'll still fuck with them. That's why I'm like, Kenny had to have done something. He probably did cheat, but it probably was something far worse that he did last night that caused everybody to stop fucking with him. Because mind you, it wasn't just Leah, Serena, Cordell, and Miguel that unfollowed him. It was Kayla, it was Liv, it was Nicole, it was even Connor. And Connor and Kenny were starting to become two peas in a pod. Connor done went and unfollowed Kenny just to start following JaNa again. And Nicole ain't even been around. But even Nicole went and unfollowed him. That's why I'm like, bro, something had to have occurred. Something really, really bad had to have happened. Because mind you, after everything that occurred last season with Aaron and Kayla, people still fuck with Aaron. People still follow him. So the same grace wouldn't be given to Kenny. That's why I know in my heart of hearts there is something more that happened, something bigger that is unforgivable. And that's why everybody stopped fucking with him in a matter of hours. And I'm scared that he put his hands on her, because if he put his hands on her, well, he knows not to ever come outside again, because she's America's sweetheart. They're gonna get him. They're gonna get him. So especially because she's from a military background, oh yeah, he's done for. So I don't know. I hope she's okay, but I know for a fact that this was more than cheating, and whatever happened, I just really hope, that JaNa baby is doing good, because, ooh.
So, as everybody knows, Kenny and JaNa have broken up, and PPG and Cordell, most importantly Cordell, and Miguel have also unfollowed him. So has Nicole, so has Liv, and so has Kayla. The only people who still follow him as of right now are Rob and Kendall. And, like, I don't know, a bunch of other people like Pepe and stuff like that. But, and, like, I think Ariana still follows him too. But they wouldn't know what's actually going on. Guys, I'm of the opinion that whatever happened was very serious. But I'm also of the opinion that we may never find out exactly what it was. I think it has to be serious enough that PPG in its entirety, including the M's, the men, want to sever ties to protect their brand. Their brand is pretty wholesome. It's pretty, like, friendship-oriented. So whatever happened has to be very severe. And I don't want to speculate, but so I'm not going to speculate. But it's enough to be potentially harmful to the brand. That's my honest opinion. And for me, I'm inclined to avoid guessing and speculation until we know all the information, and be aware that we may not ever know all the information. But I think it's important to remember that before we, like, dogpile on and everything, remember that everybody's a human being, okay? People have unalived themselves from Love Island. So this show is, like, I don't know. I'm just saying. So I just think that we should be very careful with the speculation, but I have a real feeling that this is a very, very serious situation. I think it's very serious, because there has to be a reason why everybody unfollowed. It feels to me like...
Hey guys, let's fact check this tweet that's going around alleging that Kenny cheated on JaNa. Now, I thought you guys knew better than to run with tweets or Instagram posts and words and just go with it without a receipt, but clearly you guys haven't. All of this information is coming courtesy of Christina Coca. She is on top of the story. I do not even have a Twitter account, so I couldn't fact check it myself, but she did the damn thing. So this is the tweet that is circulating. Last night, my friend was at the same party as JaNa and Kenny and said they had a huge fight in front of everyone, and JaNa was screaming at him about cheating, allegedly. They think Kenny's side piece was there and told JaNa everything because she snapped out of nowhere. But this is the second tweet that this person tweeted about the same thing within minutes. The first tweet said this: I have no one to talk about this with. Why did my friend who was at David Dobrik's party just tell me JaNa and Kenny had a public fight side piece. Janae was screaming, and apparently she was screaming at him in front of everyone about cheating. So she posted this one. It only got 7,000 views. And then she posted this one, which then picked up traction and got 670K views. That in itself is a red flag. It didn't pop off the way you wanted it to the first time, so you said it again. Apparently, she posted a follow-up saying, for everyone saying I'm lying, I literally screenshotted this text exchange after my friend last night to show my sister. Check the date and the time I took the screenshot. Believe what you want, but when it turns out I was telling the truth this whole time. ... Anyway, you could see that she's saying JaNa and Kenny from Love Island just broke up in front of everyone, and she's like, shut your effing mouth, bro. And she goes, swear to God, she was screaming at him and said something about a girl and or cheating, and then left alone, and he left a little after. Can I screenshot this and send it to my sister? And the text thread says sure. She then posts like some type of proof saying that this was Sunday, July 27th at 2:53 in the morning. However, we all know that you can adjust the timing on an iPhone message, on a screenshot, to reflect whatever it is you want it to reflect. So this is not really proof. Also, the credibility alone just from a random faceless Twitter account is concerning, especially one called that1thought_x. Now let's just take a look at some of this trusted news source's previous tweets. Does anyone want to run a choo-choo on me? I'm blank. I'm not sucking or bouncing on it either. So something about skinny guys with big makes me feral. Now, I don't know why anyone would take this as a trusted news source. It looks like a bot account to me, a fake photo, posting things, clearly trying to grab attention. I wouldn't be surprised if they saw the news of Kenny and JaNa and hopped on a bandwagon. Again, I thought we knew better than to just take words and run with them, but I've been seeing this tweet everywhere, seeing that people are just reporting it even just as a rumor, and again, it's just like really irresponsible. Now, I'm not saying that this isn't true. There could be some truth to what happened. Obviously something very detrimental. Actually, let me take those tweets off the screen. Obviously something detrimental happened to cause this explosive of a breakup, deleting pictures, friends are deleting things. So I do think something wild happened. I do think something explosive happened, but this is not proof of it, and this should not be taken as proof. If something this public happened at a party, there would be other eyewitnesses, there would be other people speaking up about what happened. Like, this person's friend was not the only person at this party. Christina broke it down so beautifully. I have no proof that this person is lying, but I also have no proof that they are not lying. When you consider that they, one, tweeted the same info twice within minutes and saw a massive boost in engagement, didn't include the iMessage timestamp, because again, the timestamp that they included was like a screenshot of the lens information, which can be adjusted. Three, have a history of mostly posting actual content and mentioning being banned from other apps multiple times. It should raise a red flag. Case in point. It should raise a red flag as to reliability and legitimacy of the account, not because people who tweet racy things aren't trustworthy, but because it's not the typical content behavior from the account. They saw something was trending and maybe figured might as well post it over again and get a boost. But yeah, if you guys don't follow Christina, this is her Instagram. I believe her TikTok handle is the same. She is also a journalist, retired journalist. She did all of the fact checking that I just showed you guys in this video. I do not have Twitter, so I was not able to do it. I refuse to get Twitter. Moral of the story, take things with a grain of salt, especially when it's just random words on the internet. But if there is a receipt and if there is some truth to this, I'm sure we will be hearing a lot more about this tomorrow from people who were at the party and people who have a better idea of what's going on. And when there is a receipt, I will provide it. Okay? What did we learn today, class? A random tweet, a random Instagram post, words on the screen is not a receipt.
When Kenny was a bombshell, his ex-girlfriend was spilling tea about him. If anybody can has the information, bro, y'all need to post that, because I remember when he came into the villa, there was tea, a good chunk of tea about him and his ex, and his ex was saying how he wasn't shit. And I'm not particularly sure if it was cheating or if he was just a bad guy, but I want to say it was. I mean, you're a bad freaking guy if you freaking cheat. What the fuck? You're an awful fucking human being if you fucking cheat on somebody. You can't just fucking leave. I'm sorry, but I'm not. You're awful. Although, yeah, do you guys remember that? Like, do you guys remember when they were, like, spilling all that tea about Kenny, and they were like, I want to say he freaking cheated. And, like, that's just making me feel bad. But I think we all kind of, like, pushed it under the rug, and it just kind of got buried because of his relationship with JaNa. JaNa was so enamored with him. She was, you know, they were showing each other off. They really seemed like a good couple. But that's the gag of social media. We only see what people want us to see.